since I mentioned ionizers with the bromine or ozonators and UV systems, it's important to point out a few things. First of all, ionizers, they're quite popular in the United States, but again, Canada really controls this sort of stuff. Ionizers are using different metals in the water, so silver is often used, copper is often used. Metals in the water can cause lots of issues. So you can, especially if your pH gets too high, the metals will come out of solution and you end up with all these different types of scaling and such that can happen. Do they work? Absolutely. Ionization is a good way to sanitize, but I think the fact is that you can't really measure it. So it becomes hard for a consumer to actually know, do I have the right amount of ionization, and is it actually approved for use in Canada? In the US, they're used quite a lot. There's a number of brand names that use those ionizers. I've experimented with them and I've had pretty good success with them, but again, because you can't measure, sometimes you get too much of one thing in there and you get metals coming out. If you ever see your water kind of turn green, that's often metal that's in the water, or it gets an off color. It's often these metals that are in there. And there's lots of other metals that are in the water as well that are affected by ionization. The other one that you hear a lot about is ozone. Ozone's a great oxidizer. We sell it with every single spa that we have. The reason why I like it is it's an active form of oxygen. There's just an extra oxygen molecule in there. It's quite an unstable atom and it just wants to react. And what it does really nicely is it causes the reacted chlorine or reacted bromine in the water, it recycles it. So it actually allows it to be used again. It replaces it because it's a much stronger oxidizer. It'll also oxidize foams and oils and any of the other contaminants that are in the water. So I really like ozone use. The other one is the UV, so ultraviolet. So again, the stabilization that they use on this is because of UV light. So if you're using UV, you're actually burning out some of your chlorine in your water. So it's actually not reducing the amount of sanitizer that you use. Well, direct UV sterilization is an excellent way to cause disinfection. In this particular application, because you're also using a sanitizer that the UV light can break down and burn out, I don't recommend it for use on hot tubs or spas or swimming pools for that matter.